Good afternoon, everyone. I can see fresh faces. I think it's a good thing that Manoj gave me an opportunity to speak right after lunch, just before people start dozing off in the next half an hour. Uh, Valuation. We had our last speaker talk about valuation, one of the most complex subjects, especially when it comes to our country, India, and maybe a couple of other countries like Russia, Mexico, and a couple of other countries, we still practice a lot of cash transactions. We have heard about certified government valuers. How many people have heard about certified government valuers? Okay, do you know what a certified government valuer means? That valuer has been given a certificate by the income tax department to verify the value of the property only for income tax purpose. That is his jurisdiction. That is the only knowledge he possesses. When he lands up at a property to figure out what should be the value of the property, he would come to somebody like us. That is our business. We are in the process to acquire knowledge of how to get better in our own processes and due diligence when it comes to valuation. In that process, in fact, RICS found us, we didn't have to go find them. That is the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors in the UK has approached us in India. When we say us, I talk about an institute that I represent called India Institute of Real Estate, offering us course materials for valuation. The valuation process is about a year's process to learn how to evaluate property. You have to spend another 2 years, I think, being a part of the real estate industry and the market to understand how peculiar India is when it comes to marketing. Unfortunately, the course fees are so high, it's almost unaffordable for anyone to even think of doing this. I think the last figure that we got them discounted to was £9,000 for a 3-week course. And I don't see many people, coming forward and doing that course. We're still trying to tell them to Indianize the rates, subsidize the rates, and see if they can come down close to somewhere like £2,000. So it's a negotiation process that we are into. But come what may, we will get some sort of an education in process for valuation. It's very unfair, I say this with no pride, that most of the foreign institution players who've come into my industry, real estate, as brokers, have not really shared their knowledge with the rest of us. And that we have to self-govern, go around scouting, searching, and learning in order to provide services. I will stop bitching and moaning now and just share with you a little of what I feel is the future of real estate as far as India is concerned. This is purely my view, and I could be completely wrong. I was sharing this with someone outside just now a while back. I can't see him here. That if I was a fund manager today, I would not stay. I would run away from Tier 3 and Tier 2 cities. I would sell today. I would not even wait for next 2 years or 3 years. I would put all my money into metros in order of Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, Cochin. These are the only cities I would look at. Why? Does anybody really have a question? Why? Or I think, is there an answer right there within my question? I think nothing in a metro will go out of style, out of fashion. A city like Mumbai, where you see a location like Andheri Kurla Road, Jyoti Saha, are you listening? A location like Andheri Kurla Road, which had a rate of 6,500 or 7,000 rupees a square foot almost 18 months ago. Today you find no goods of commercial type for less than 15,000 rupees a square foot. I am booking one of my projects for 14,000 rupees a square foot. These are the kind of rates you've scaled up to. This is going to go up, please hold your breath, in the next 6 months to 18,000, in the next 1 year to 20 to 22,000 rupees a square foot. This is Andheri Kurla Road. If you're asking me a question, will the property prices go down? Will they stabilize? I think commercial property is not going to stabilize. It's going to stay on fire till we stop multinationals from coming in. Is anybody planning to do that? No, and why should we? I think they are helping us create a lot of job opportunities. Prices of properties going out is just one of the reasons why we are probably envying being locals, saying that we can't find affordable housing or properties which are affordable. But I think it's very important to realize that these multinational companies who are coming in are the ones who are giving so many job opportunities. I was in a conference in Shanghai, and I met an amazing speaker. Indian origin, born in Malaysia, a guy called Chandran Nair. Awesome guy, amazing speaker. He and I over dinner were talking and we were discussing, and he said, I don't see any reason for Walmart to come into India. And the reason he said is so much of, locals should come out and Birla should do it and a Tata should do it. Why should a Walmart come and do it? I said, how does it matter to you who comes and does it? Somebody is paving the road, someone is showing someone the way of how to do it, setting an example. If a giant like Walmart comes into the country, it is going to create more opportunities for our local people who are uneducated to perhaps handle the goods, moving, transport, so many other things that are involved in the overall economy and growth, which is why everything else is looking good. 10 years ago, this is not how it was. Why has it changed? How many banks have come in? How many finance institutions, insurance companies? What is the change that we are seeing? All of this ultimately rests on real estate. Everybody finally, or not why finally, to begin with, needs a property. And they can't think before, brothers, they have to plan, and the first item they have to put on their agenda is property. Once they have property in place, then they will hire people. And I think as fund managers, as bankers, I think there are more and more opportunities. Manoj, I'm happy, finished, so you let me know if there's anything else. Yeah? No, I'm done, dude. Yeah.
I can field a couple of questions, and then we'll have to move on to the next speaker. Yeah. Just 2 questions, one for him. Yes. Just 1 second, the mic's coming to you.
You seem to be knowing Bombay real estate pretty well. If I had a 2,500 square feet office at Narain Point, what would be the lease rental that I can expect?
What building?
In A-class building.
That is where the valuation gets all screwed up, really, in Mumbai.
Okay,
neighboring buildings.
Let's take Jollymaker 2, because that's like neither here nor there.
Is that because I sold that property to you, or my father did? I think.
No.
I remember you did.
No.
Right?
That was that Cuff Parade. That's a residential. This is commercial, and this is. I'm not asking because I have a property there or I intend.
Just for valuation.
I'm asking you what's the
for rental.
Rental.
This is where the catch is. Level, what floor it is on, what is the view, and what is the property made like. Can change rentals from 275.
If it was first floor,
275 to 350.
273. And what's the collectors? I mean, net to me.
Net?
To the landowner, the property owner.
This would be almost net.
This would be net. So all the collectors, the BMCs, what have you.
You can manage to dump it on the tenant.
We can. Okay. And how do you see this thing going 2 years from now?
The revival of Narain Point has come to me as a surprise. But then again, there are so many FIIs that are coming in, which are not going to stop. It could be anybody's take or call on saying which way this is going, but I don't see it going up further when it comes to Narain Point. I think it will flatten out somewhere around 350, 375 tops for A-grade properties in Narain Point, rental, and about 40, 45,000 rupees a square foot for capital values.
So then, and in spite of that, I'm fairly in agreement with you. Maybe the numbers might be here and there a bit. In spite of that, you think 14,000 going to 24,000 in a matter of 1 year at Andheri Kurla is real? I mean, one of the two.
The reasons are very, very different from how you look at Narain Point. I think BKC is going to become the commercial capital. Why say become? It has become. It is the commercial capital of Mumbai today as a zone, as a business district. The entire spillover, I have 2 inquiries from different banks. In fact, I'm sure it's not a big secret. Standard Chartered has taken a Jogeshwari, a property for 325 crores, about 2 lakh square feet. I have 2 other banks who are looking at properties between Santa Cruz and Andheri since almost a year with me. Look at the demand. It's
That's
not,
the point.
it's not
I mean,
for
if they're
retail.
taking 2 lakh square feet, that's 1700 rupiah per square foot or less.
The properties that we are showing are in the range between 25,000 rupees and 30,000 rupees a square foot to the banks. All valued between 400 and 600 crores.
crores for 2 lakh square
400 and
feet.
600 crore deals, yes.
That's my point I was trying to make, that Stancy did not buy in BKC. They bought 1700 rupiah in Goregaon.
1700 rupiah?
325.
Crores divided by, I think,
2 lakh, na?
2 lakh square feet, yes. It's 17,000 rupees a square foot.
Sorry, I got my zeros off.
So that really is mind-boggling, right?
It is.
So 17,000 in Jogeshwari and today at 14,000 in Andheri East. I don't think it's rocket science to figure out what's next, really. Not just by the trend, but just by demand supply. Jyoti, make an office building.
Any more questions? Yes. Can you give him the mic, please?
Yeah. You.
Excuse me. Can he finish his? Excuse me. Can he finish his question? Can you go on? Please ask your question.
Yeah, you have given an order of Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune, Cochin. Can you explain the rationale?
Explain?
Explain how you have arrived at that order.
I think Mumbai has seen an amazing run in the last 2 years. So has Hyderabad. I travel extensively globally
Mr. Goenka.
in my modest capacity, sometimes as speaker. And I think what Chandrababu Naidu has done to Hyderabad by putting it on the map, Vilas Rao Deshmukh will have to do about 10 more trips to achieve what he has done. Hyderabad is the only name people know in the United States. Then you have to explain to them what is Mumbai and what is Delhi. Of course, they know what Delhi is all about. The attention that Hyderabad has got, the transparency that Hyderabad has today. If you go to a municipal corporation in Hyderabad and say, I want the roadmap of where is Hyderabad going, I think in 10 minutes of waiting time, you will get a plan which shows you what is Hyderabad going to do for you. You try doing that in Mumbai, try doing that in Pune. Yeah, it's a task. Hyderabad, I think, still has potential on both all 3 fronts, commercial, retail, and residential. Pune, I think I would put my money only into commercial. I won't touch residential with a barge pole. Mumbai, location specific again, I think residential has peaked. It has to flatten out. Commercial, I will still just blindly just go and put my money wherever, any location, just blindly from Borivali to Churchgate. Just go ahead and do it. Cochin, I think that's the next Hyderabad. Yep.
Interesting. One last question. Can you get the mic to him, please?
Why not the tier 2 and the tier 3 cities? Continuation of
Nashik, for example.
Overtraded, overpriced, too many expectations. Where are the people? Who's going to go stay there? Everybody's running. How many people do you know as friends and relatives who've moved from wherever they are in India to Mumbai? Let's just talk about last 1 year. They're all running and coming to a commercial capital called Mumbai. And we are running into their cities and trying to create opportunities there. It will be a while, this whole circle, of trying to construct there, whether it is commercial or residential, and trying to get it populated is going to take time. We've been working on a 2 million square feet project for an IT company in Pune. And the biggest worry is, how will we get people? 20 million square feet. 100 square feet per person be lelo. What kind of number are you talking about? Where are you going to get people to work from? So how are you going to populate an Indore? How are you going to populate an Amritsar or a Chandigarh or any other 2-tier, 3-tier city? How are you going to populate it with people to live in? Sharad Pawar is going and making Lavasa, somebody is making Havasa. Kaun jaake rahega wahan pe? Who's going to go and live there at the end of the day? It might be a weekend home and you'll have probably multiples of those hanging around, just staying vacant. You might get some rent. What rent are you going to get pre-tax? What return? 4%, 3%? Why would you want to put your money there? You'd rather get a pretty 200 square feet or 500 square feet in Mumbai, but at least getting a good return of 10% on commercial. That's how I would look at it. To answer your question about Gurgaon, I think I was speaking to somebody at GLG Council yesterday, or day before yesterday, and asked him, has anything improved in terms of power in Delhi? He says, we have no issue of power. We have no power. Just no issue. There is no power only. So there is no issue. So I think the day North India really wakes up and realizes what the hell they're doing, I think then you could probably start looking at Gurgaon, Noida, any of those places already. I would stay away from NCR regions. I don't even talk. It's not even on my map. It's not even on my map.
Can you give this to me?
Sir. Oh, I think that's a region really worth looking into. I'm sorry I missed out. That's a region. There are